Hi everyone, it's Ashley and I'm back for another episode of Decor, and this time I wanted to show you guys how to make a kind of a nautical beach themed candle holder. And this is a really inexpensive craft, and it's great because, you know, if you're like me and you love anything beach themed, you know, you can reclaim some type of materials and use this for this project without a huge amount of cost. So I wanted to show you guys what the supplies were first so that you would know what to have on hand. The first thing that you're going to need is a hot glue gun. And I found this one at the Dollar General for $4. And they also come with a pack of glue sticks for $1.50 if you want to stock up and have extras for some projects. The next thing would be a canning jar. And this one's a wide mouth canning jar just because it doesn't have any curve. You could use these types, but I think it would be a little bit more difficult because of the curve on it. So a wide mouth I think would be easiest. Particularly also because if you want to put a candle in it, you want to have extra space. These, if you don't have to buy them new, you can find them at the thrift store. A lot of times they sell them for 99 cents or less, so you know it's a great place to find extra ones. And the next thing is actually shells, and as you can see in this one, there's a whole bunch of shells. If you're lucky and you live anywhere near a beach, then they're free. But if you're like me and you live inland and you have no access to shells, something that you can do is, you know, if you eat seafood, you know, most people just throw them away, like the shells afterwards, but you can save them, which is great. And this one runs $4 at Safeway. So you can save the shells and then use them for later. And here's some other ones that we had from previous meals and stuff. So you can have, you know, you can clean them up and reuse them and make cute decor out of them. And the only other thing that I'm using besides this is a candle. Like a little miniature candle, and you can get a pack of these for like $1. And I'm also going to use some fine grain kind of sand, and you can find the decorative sand at like Walmart or any of the dollar stores, and I think it's $1 for a pack, so it's really inexpensive. I'm also using wax paper to cover my surface so that when I'm doing this, if I don't want, you know, if I mess up and I make a mess, it will hit the wax paper and it'll be really easy to clean up. So just stay tuned and I'll show you guys how to do it. Okay guys, I'm back and I got everything set up. I have all my shells laid out here so that I have easy access to them. I have the glass jar ready, and then I have my hot glue gun and it's already heated up. That's definitely an important thing, is to get it preheated so that everything's ready to go. And I'm going to go ahead and start. The first step that I was going to do is to take the top section and work there first. So I'm kind of hoping to create kind of a scattered pattern. So the first step that I'm going to do is take this and I'm going to run some hot glue across the top of it here so that it can bond to the glass. And if it makes it a little bit messy, it's alright because you probably won't even notice it, and you can clean up hot glue really easily. So here's some on the bottom. And I'm going to go ahead and start attaching it here. So I'm going to put it right there, and I'm going to hold it for a second. You get these little strings, but that's okay, it cleans right off afterwards. So you're just going to press it so that you can make sure that it's secure. So press it for a second there. And then I'm going to move on to the next one. So what I'm going to do is, you see how this one has the top, basically the rounded top there? I'm going to kind of do the opposite on this one. I'm going to put the rounded part to the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and get this one with some hot glue on it. The great thing about this is it's reusing something that you would just normally throw away, and it doesn't cost a lot and it looks really cute, and you can customize it however you want. If you have different kinds of shells, you could use a whole bunch of different shells, so that makes it great. So I can go ahead and get this one on there. Just pressing that one on so it stays. I think that was on pretty good, so I'll move on to the next one. And then alternating again with the rounded bit at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and put some more glue on here. And this is great because it's a really quick craft. I love doing crafts that don't take a huge amount of time. Plus, who needs to buy really expensive stuff when you can make something cute yourself? So go ahead and do the next one here. Just keeping up with that alternating pattern and putting plenty of glue along it. You don't have to worry about it sticking in every single spot. It doesn't really matter. As long as you get it sticking in a few spots, the hot glue will take care of the rest. And since it's on the outside, it's not going to be really affected by anything. And there's that part. Okay. Put the next one on. And you can use this with also, it doesn't have to be canning jars, that's just what I happen to have handy. You could do vases or picture frames, or there's a huge amount of things that you could do that would be great. Oh, it looks like my glue is running out, so I gotta throw another glue stick in there. That's one reason that I bought a huge bunch of glue sticks, is don't want to run out in the middle of a project. Go ahead and put that one on there. And press it on. Okay. Move on to the next one here. These are really easy to clean too. You know, after you've made them as a meal, you just have to wash them out and make sure you get any leftover sand that sometimes gets left behind, and then they're ready for use. I've also seen people turn them into wall art. You can take a picture frame and basically put them around the edges, or you can actually put it as the main art itself. You can use some sort of backing paper for the center of the frame, like a burlap or something, and it would look really cute if you had this in the middle. Okay. Let me get this one. And the great thing with shells is it's not really an exact science, and if you have different size shells, it doesn't really matter because you can arrange them so that they fit. Like on this one, I have just a little small space in there, so I can use a little tiny shell to make up the difference. I'm just holding that one. And then I'm going to work on the next row. But anyway, I think you guys get the picture. I'll come back in just a few when I get this finished, and I'll show you the finished product. Okay guys, I'm working on the bottom row right now, and as you can see, when you get towards here, you can notice that there's more gaps and everything in here. So something I decided to do on the bottom row was to start overlapping them a little bit, and then I will go back into these and then add another shell to kind of add more dimension and hide the glass a little bit more. So I'll go ahead and keep showing you guys what I'm working on here. Just going to go ahead and add some more glue in here. And then on the bottom here, basically making it so that it's attaching itself to the second row here. I'm just holding it there for a second. You can probably hear my dog in the background. He doesn't like when I make videos. I think the beeping bothers him from the camera. Okay, so I'm just overlapping this one here. What I really love is there's such pretty color variations in these ones. And then I'm down to the last one for this row. So you can already start to see it's got a little bit of texture to it, but those open spots kind of bothered me a little bit, so I'm going to go back in and fill them in. So I think I'll start right here, add one to kind of cover, see that spot? Right there. And just to warn you guys, when you work on this, keep your glue sticks handy, because I'm going through glue sticks like crazy here right now. It's really great if actually that they're spaced out like that, because it lets me create a little bit of added texture to it. And go ahead and turn this one. I'm kind of alternating them, turning them upside down, and so this one is right side up that way, and that one's going down. And I'm just being really generous with the glue. Be careful when you work with the glue, guys, that you leave yourself some spaces on the sides to actually hold the shell, because otherwise you're going to burn yourself. Ask me how I know. Okay, so just did that one. And this is coming together. It's going to be done here very shortly. This one's going to go this direction. And the nice thing about this is it doesn't have to be an exact science. It's kind of the cool thing about these kind of projects is it just needs to look interesting. It doesn't have to be perfect. And you know, sometimes I'm like, oh, it doesn't look right, it needs to be perfect. Just play with it for a while and see if you know you can make it work. Okay, so let's see. Chances are you're going to be able to make this work. It's a really easy project. Okay, I'm going to work this one right there. So that just looks right. And then put this one here. And I don't have a ton of experience with working with hot glue guns, so I'm guessing you guys will be way better at this than I am. Almost done with this row. Maybe that way. That looks kind of cool. Okay. We'll go with that. Okay, I'll go ahead and finish up this last row, and then I'll clean up the extra glue strings, and I'll get right back to you guys. Okay guys, I finished putting on the last of the shells, and I used almost the full pack, so I only had like 3 leftover shells, but good amount to cover this much. And when I finished adding for those 2 rows, what I did is up near the top where the rim is, I added an extra row on top of that, so it alternates. It has one that sticks out, one that goes in, sticks out, goes in, sticks out. And I went ahead and I filled it with, I don't know if you guys can see inside there, there's some sand. It's the crafting sand that they have. And then I went ahead and put a candle in it. So you can see a little bit through the cracks, some of the lights coming through. So I hope you guys enjoyed this craft, and if you guys want to see any more crafty kind of items with shells, or maybe kind of a beach sea theme, please leave a comment down below. Our kids' bathroom is decorated with that style, so it's always kind of fun to find new things to put in there for them. If you like this content, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later for another Dollar Decor craft. Bye!